first inklings that the Arbiter was right, and he had to atone for his lifetime of pomposity and vanity. Their journey through the plains of eastern Peltas and the Mistwoods and across the Cloudspire Mountains is an epic tale unto itself. Across fields and pastures, hills and forests, lakes and rivers, Sun Wukong protected the Arbiter from demon spawn, twisted fae, monstrous creatures, bandits, cutthroats, and natural disasters. He spoke much with her as they traveled, and slowly his nature softened with humility and grace. In turn, she enjoyed his mischievous humor. At last, he realized the error of his ways. After arriving at a sanctuary in the southern Cloudspires, the Arbiter presented the relic to the consortium of Lord Keepers, and at last revealed its purpose. It was an enchanted codex containing within the wisdom of the ancient builders of the Arbiter's Tower, who aided her in doing Lamaya's work combating the darkness long ago. This revelation contributed greatly to the development of the nascent Nyresen Union. For Sun Wukong, the Arbiter revealed to him that the journey had been a test. She could have lifted his curse all along, but Wukong did not resent her. Rather, he praised her works and rejected his past sins, and with that, the curse of the diadem was broken. Though it was no longer supernaturally attached, he vowed to wear it forevermore, as a reminder to never return to his old ways. The great sage now knew wisdom and journeyed back to the Gadiato, determined to spread his teachings to all who would listen, never letting go of the playfulness that won him the Arbiter's affection. Wait, I started 5 years ago with Ninja, but I had breaks from the game. I'm F2P. I've done my first fusion now for Khmer, and I'm going to go for the Lion too. If your lovely woman would pull it up, I don't know how to pull it up, babe. I would have already had it. I wanted that account to begin with, but you were logged into mine. Because yours has so many more characters. But now that I realized I can go to the index, I ain't gotta go to yours. Wukong. I think he deserves to be above Xenomorph. I don't think he touches either of these because I don't like his design. But I really liked his story. I think I'm between B and C. What does he deserve? I think he's gonna go B because he's one of my... Well, he is my original character. So. See if we get any more with whoever this is. Oop. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm somehow out of order. Hey, switch. Switch. I must say, what a brilliant speech you gave. Stefan, who can help you save your name? I thought I like Cersei's, not to be messed with. Okay. Tholen! Y'all, I love Tholen. I am a very big fan of the black and red designs. That actually used to be all I'd ever wear. Black and red are kind of just my color combinations, so I love his design. On top of that, I mean, look at this man on his back. I'm sure we're gonna find out who that is through this. But he is pretty freaking cool. I really like his design. He is also the character that turned around my account when I still had it. So I know he hits like a beast, which is pretty awesome. Going into the lore, he is a dwarf. Okay. They say if you stare into the abyss long enough, it stares back. I did more than stare. I dived in, beard first. I throttled it to death, then caved in its head for good measure. Alright. Tholen's early years were devoted to Sarath and the blending of dark magic with depraved engineering to fashion grotesque engines of war. A series of terrible events caused him to renege on his vows to his master, abandon his kin, and commit his existence to the destruction of the Shadow God's followers. Few figures in Teleria despise demon spawn and the followers of Silveroth more than Tholen Foulbeard. The dwarf is a ferocious, nomadic hunter of them, who has stalked the dark places of the world for his quarry for many years. He offers no mercy and gives no quarter, just a clawed hammerhead to the face, or a fire-etched pick to the skull. Killing worshippers of the shadow is all he truly cares for. The events that fueled this hatred occurred long ago, when Tholen still lived in his Painsmith kin. Painsmiths are Sarath's Dwarven followers, and Tholen was as eager to serve his Dark Master as any of his fellows. He spent countless hours at the forge, learning the manufacture of armor and weapons, or reading dusty, rune-filled tomes, detailing the foulest shadow magic. Tholen's toil ensured evil energies permeated his entire body, reducing his need for sleep or food, bulging his muscles already made strong from years at the anvil, unplucking his patience and stoking his anger. Such were Tholen's gifts and passion. He was hailed as a prodigy, perhaps blessed by Sarath himself. These times did not last. In Tholen's mind now it is a blur of terror and death, demon spawn demanding tribute. More and more, no matter how much was given. Deadly gifts turned upon their creators, kin dying, impaled on demonic spears, heads cloven in two with infernal axes, stomachs sliced open with blades forged in hellfire. A god who ignored it, then ordered it, all followed by the bloody fight back. Final stand, self-sacrifice, last-ditch efforts, the unleashing of dark, incomplete experiments, all in the name of desperate survival. From this nightmare, Tholen emerged alone, beard and hair matted with demonic ichor, eyes afire with shadow magic, the horned head of his nemesis in his gore-encrusted grip, the flesh matter kept from being banished to Anthrad by the arcane weapons Tholen used to slay it. Tholen's trust and faith were broken, but he had learned much of weaponry, killing, dark magic, and arcane engineering. His body burned and seethed with the power of shadowy incantations and surgeries, granting him enormously long life and fueling his already billowing hatred. It even warped his grim sense of humor. When Kurosa and the Covetous launched her attack against Teleria, Tholen was deep in the undertunnels around the Skyrian dominion, felling the demon spawn that slither and crawl there. So attuned is he to dark magic, he felt Kurosa's portals open and smiled. He'd find plenty of new heads in need of caving in very soon. Your gambling release? Yeah. Always buying shit. Okay. Well, that was Tholen. I like Tholen. I like him so much. I love his design. Last time we like strangers if we faced a heavy loss. Giving me no reason to bestow you with my trust. Yep, I think he's one of my favorites. Let's see. I put him... I think I like him better. Beep. Beep. There. There are other means of deceit. Okay, on to Elva. Again, with the black and red. My favorite color palette by far. She's very interesting. She's a lot simpler, I feel, than the other ones. Like she just doesn't have as much going on in general. But I do like her. I don't know if these are... I guess maybe it's because she's like a tree? Question mark? But... I do like her design. I don't know if I like the, mask thing. It's definitely interesting. I can't. Okay, so she is a Sylvan Watcher as well. Who was my other one? Is it her? Yeah. Got home, my wife who is for me. She's my everything, my Penelope. Okay. Okay, so Let me sit back up. None can say for certain how old Elva Autumnborn is, nor confirm from what point in her existence she could be considered a living being. To some, she was born the moment her ethereal essence danced among falling leaves. To most Sylvan, the day she formed a sentience beyond the rhythm, and first conducted the dances of the leaves, and chose where and when they fell, is the time of her birth. Most commonly, storytellers open the tale of Elva's long life, speaking of a day a family of Fae foragers heard her wailing winds in the branches, and found her spirit mourning a tree that had withered and shed its leaves too soon. Feeling her grief as their own, these Fae gathered the once verdant leaves and scattered them in the twisting patterns around the roots of the dying tree. With their magic, they breathed a new bloom into the tree so that its leaves could once again be the dancers to Elva's song. From then on, Elva accompanied the foragers. Elva's form changed frequently in those early days. Once an evanescent wisp on the wind, she appeared in plants, using vines and twigs to mimic the faces of those in her company. When words were not enough to help them, she sprouted limbs from branches to better assist the family in their tasks. She taught them how to sing to the flora of the mistwood, and they taught her how to revive those who had grown too tired or frail to dance. Eventually, her form settled into the shape of a woman with leaf-green skin wrapped in garments of flowers and vines. It was around this time of physical settling that she named the family of foragers as her kin. This family welcomed Elva into their village, and their elders began training her in earnest, how to mend what was broken and how to heal the sick. Once her talent exceeded the elders, they took her to the great tree city of Nerissa. Elva's power over the falling leaves found her a place in a Fae court, and she was named Duchess of Autumn. For centuries, Elva Autumnborn served the Fae and elves of Nerissa, curing their sick and tending to the forest's autumnal needs. From a splinter in a finger to cleansing a grove of disease, no ailment was too small or great for Elva's attention, and she often visited the Sylvan Watchers to heal the injuries the warriors had suffered, defending the forest, though she never dared fight herself. During missions to purge the corruption from the lost parts of the Mistwood, Elva assisted the Sylvan Watchers and made no small attempts to try to heal the damage caused by Seraph's corruption. On one of these vital excursions, she asked her family to join her so that they might lend their strength in healing the old and corrupted heart tree. But she had not foreseen the power of the malice that still thrived in its roots. She bid its leaves to fall, and her family scattered them in the same ritual they had performed the day they had found her. Only this time their magic was rejected. It was twisted and sullied and rebounded back into them. They were poisoned from within, and they attuned to the corrupted old rhythm. Their bodies decayed and their souls burned with a hatred for all creatures and spirits of the forest. Cursed, the corrupted Fae lost all recognition of those whom they once loved, and turned on Elva with sudden ferocity. Elva was unable to subdue them, and so the Sylvan Watchers she was accompanying killed many and drove the survivors into the forest steppes. It was then that Elva Autumnborn began a new pursuit. Her body shifted, her beautiful vine gowns hardening into armor, and her face, which she had modeled after those of her family, she concealed behind a helmet of iron-hard bark. Elva continued to accompany the Sylvan Watchers and tended the forest, but no longer did she stay her hand from battle. To this day, she still searches for those of her family who escaped. If she cannot find a way to force the malice from their hearts, she will bring them a merciful end, hoping her family can know peace once again. Yet the Sylvan Watchers have come to whisper of their concerns of Autumnborn's sanity. Violent crimson veins can be seen glowing beneath her skin, and the souls of those defeated by her scepter appear to linger around the weapon. Had she been of lesser strength, the years wandering the Mistwood's lost lands might have turned to her already. The Sylvan can only hope she is powerful enough to withstand the call of evil, else they may face a devastating adversary. Guys, that was a good one. I like that one. Does she outplace Lemonici, though? Because we got two elves. I really like her design. What do we think? Let's pull this up. I think she has to go up there. I really like the story. I just don't know if she goes before or after. I'm gonna be waiting, even after the just wanna see I'll be waiting. Okay,